Okay, so today I'm working on a central gateway for a W164. This is a central gateway that went bad. It's got codes for a central gateway. Nothing can communicate through the central gateway, so the CAN buses can't exchange information. So what we're going to do is clone this. I'm going to take the information from this gateway and put it into a used gateway from another vehicle. All right, so I've grabbed information from this gateway already, and now I just have to grab the original information from this gateway and write it to this gateway. So I'm going to be using CarProg to do that. This is CarProg. It's got a lot of glare. That's CarProg there. I'm using the A10 cable. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is read this. Okay, so here's CarProg. I'm looking at the Mercedes MB service version 0.5. That's where you find the models that we're going to be working with. So I'm looking for a particular MCU. It is a 9S12DT256, and that's what we're pulling the information from on the gateway. So I'm basically just going to follow these directions here with one change. On my A10 cable, the brown wire is actually the green wire. I don't know if they wired it wrong, but yeah, I was trying to extract data and I couldn't extract it, and so I used my multimeter to figure out which wires were which. I have the pinout for this A10 cable, and I found out that they switched the brown with the green. Anyway, we're going to hook up the green cable where it says brown. Now, if you are using your A10 cable and it's a newer cable, or if it was just constructed correctly, you're just going to follow these exactly. Okay, you're not going to use a green cable, you're going to use a brown cable. I'm going to use a green cable. Okay, so we got a close-up of the board that I'm working on now, and if we go back to the CarProg, it gives us directions to hook up here, this little dot here, which on this board corresponds to this dot here and this one here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just scratch it so that we have a nice connection for soldering. Okay, so I'm going to scratch this one. And I'm going to scratch this one. Okay, so we've got those two scratched. Next one is the red. That's going to be this one here. And then we have the gray. That one right there. Okay, now we've got those exposed. We're going to start hooking them up. All right, so I'm just going to put a little dab of solder on there. I'm just going to follow the directions. Let's take a look at them again. See, the brown I'm going to switch for green. Now that's just on my... Okay, I'm taking the green, apply the heat. Okay, we're going to hook up the blue right next to it. There's our blue hooked up. Next is red. And next is gray. Okay, now we've got our wires hooked up. I'm going to go over to CarProg now. Alright, so we're going to read now. Just press read. And we're getting a reading. Alright, so here's the info that we're looking for. We've got a VIN, we've got the odometer reading, we've got the assist information, number of oil changes. This vehicle's had 14 oil changes. Looks like I can read data, change the odometer, set number of oil changes, set number of services in Assist Plus, transfer data, and write. And we're going to write the data from the original gateway from the vehicle to a used vehicle. Alright, so let's get to it. We're going to read and save this info so that we can transfer it to the other unit once we hook up to it. So we're just going to go to the EEPROM read write, and we're going to do another reading here. Okay, so here is the info in binary form. Just a bunch of gibberish, it looks like to me. There's a VIN number. So we're just going to save this info. Okay, that's saved. Now we're going to hook up the used gateway and we're going to write this info to it. So we're just going to desolder this. Okay, so now we have the original data. We're going to hook up here now. Red. Blue. And green. Okay. Go back to CarProg. Okay, back to CarProg, and now we're going to watch this data change. We hooked up the used one that we purchased on eBay. We're going to read it. And this VIN should change. All these numbers should change. And there we go. We got a new VIN. We got a new odometer reading. All new numbers here. This is the used one. We're going to save this one as well. So we go to the EEPROM. And let's read it. And let's save this. Now we're going to write the original data to this EEPROM. So we're going to go grab the original and we're going to hit write. Yes. Okay, so it wrote it, it verified it, and verify is okay. So we should now have the original on this used module. Let's check and read it. And there you have it. We have a used gateway cloned with the data from the original gateway. So this is a service that I provide. If you have a bad gateway, I can clone your gateway to a used gateway, and it'll save you a lot of money over getting a gateway from the dealership programmed. It'll cost a small fortune. You can find my services in the description of this video. You can get in touch with me, contact me, call me, text me. I'll also leave a link to an eBay page where I'll put this service up, and you'll be able to read the details of the service there. Okay, I hope this helped you out. If you need this service, get in contact with me. I will provide the service for you.